Memo. To employees and personnel of the Galactic Exploration Organization. From Dr. Ernest Gardner, Department of Research and Analysis. CC GEO Council members. Date 24th of the 11th, 2533. RE. Aftermath of the Ebionite First Contact Meeting. Fellow members of the GEO. It is with a heavy heart and mournful spirit that this announcement arrives to your communication pads. Yesterday afternoon, ambassadors from our council landed in the Etov-2 star system for Earth's first contact meeting with denizens of the planet Ebion. While our own ambassadors have since returned from that meeting and are unharmed, that much cannot be said for one of the Ebionite ambassadors, a male named Noltex Bid Haley. Recent transmissions from the Ebionite embassy have claimed that Bid Haley's cause of death was due to circulatory shock. This shock appears to have been brought on by physical contact between the ambassador and one of our own, Councilwoman Aya Hassan. Both the reports of Tyson Faber, our second ambassador, and those of Hassan herself state that a breach of protocol etiquette occurred at the beginning of yesterday's meeting. Upon entering the meeting room, Faber and Hassan were met with two small fur-covered entities resembling what we on Earth know as a fennec. As the ambassadorial vessel departed from our base in Cairo, Hassan assumed that the creatures stowed away on board their craft and found their way onto the third-party ship. She attempted to corral one of the creatures and at one point made physical contact with it. This turned out to be a gross misjudgment, as the creature in question was in fact one of the Ebionite ambassadors, Bid Haley himself. Faber's report states, as soon as Hassan made contact with the creature's fur, it turned, attempting to bite at Hassan's hand. Once we realized that the creatures were not Fennecs, but rather the Ebionite ambassadors, Hassan immediately withdrew and began apologizing for her indiscretion. The reports go on to state that the foreign ambassadors, while not fully understanding the human concept of animal domestication, did not see how the confusion could have occurred. Once this breach in protocol was surmounted, the meeting continued according to GEO guidelines. Items of note and information of significance were passed between the pairs of ambassadors, and the meeting itself ended on a positive note. Plans for future contact were made, much to the delight of the Council and the diplomats of Ebion. Yet sometime between leaving the third-party vessel and making landfall on Ebion, Bid Haley developed a caustic burn, one that proved painful enough to be fatal for the ambassador. Autopsy reports from Ebionite medical teams indicate that a certain acid within the sebum produced by our skin reacted with Bid Haley's own, causing severe inflammation and irritation. The pain of it triggered circulatory shock, and Bid Haley succumbed to it soon after. In their transmission detailing the circumstances of Bid Haley's death, Ebionite leaders made themselves abundantly clear that they did not harbour hostility towards our ambassadors or our people for the death of their own. The Prime Minister himself stated that there will always be risk and reward in first contact, and that Bid Haley died with the highest honour of serving their kind. This is fortunate for Earth, as we want good relations with the inhabitants of the Cyrilos star cluster. Despite their graciousness, the Ebionite leaders also stated that they will not tolerate any more physical contact between our species. This is done rightly so. We lost a potential friend and ally in Nortex Bid Haley, and we in the Research and Analysis Department mourn that reality. We wish to make amends as soon as possible. Efforts are being made to research and develop a method of immunization for the Ebionites so that we may freely visit each other's planets and experience the other world. But the development and synthesis of a proper immunizer are quite some time off, and we are indebted to their kind for the interim. To GEO personnel on Earth, pay this notice no mind. You will not encounter an Ebionite there, so this message will simply serve as documentation and report on contact proceedings. Yet for those who are scattered through the Milky Way, and further across the Laniakea supercluster, this warning is for you. You could encounter, and therefore endanger, a future friend of mankind. No matter how cute, no matter fluffy, no matter how much you want to hug and cuddle and pet the creature you see, exercise restraint. Let me be completely clear. Do not pet.